Hello, y'all. All right, so we're going to do 2 readings today, technically. We're going to do a quick message that you need to hear. So pick one of these, and this will be the message that you need to hear by the end of today. I had posted on the community space for ideas for content, and one of my subscribers who's been here since I had like 12 subscribers, I think, is Jolene, and she had said a message that you need to hear by the end of today, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. But I also have been wanting to get into zodiac readings as well. So I'm also going to do a quick message for your zodiac as well. So technically 2 messages that you need to hear by the end of today whenever you are tapping into this. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. We have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5. And then your zodiacs will also be in the timestamps. Group 1, quick message that you need to hear by the end of today. What do you have here? You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. I like how in this deck, the Knight of Wands is depicted like that. Look at him. It's kind of the energy. Perhaps somebody is in your space that has a bit of a Knight of Wands energy, very passionate. The Knight of Wands is a quick, it's sort of very passionate, and then it fizzles out really quickly. Okay, so it could be somebody coming into your energy that's very fast paced, or you have a quick decision to make, and this is sort of, you know, some kind of passion around some kind of topic of discussion, or an energy that you are in this moment. Let's get into your message. What is the message for group 1, please? What do they need to hear? Well, if we're going to discuss counterparts in comparison to the Knight of Wands, and you got the Queen of Wands here, so message for group 1. One more, and then we'll pull out the bottom of the deck. There's that Page of Wands, lots of Wands energy. And then you have a Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, as well as Death. And Death is super important in my opinion, because that's a new beginning. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Message that you need to hear in this moment. Let's just channel this out. You might need a break in this moment. You may have been in a space of sort of overthinking. There is a bit of passionate energy here. So there could be a bit of an environment or a situation in which either you are being approached in a way that is head over heart, or are operating in head over heart. It seems as though there needs to be a pause. There needs to be a space of reflection, or you're in that in this moment. You're in a space of reflection surrounding this kind of energy, realistically. And I think that the new beginning, essentially, that you're seeking in this space, or what the new beginning has to do with, is building into stability in terms of connections and in terms with our relationship with self, putting down these burdens, and no longer viewing connections from a physical space in particular, really wanting sort of to experience something more all-encompassing. There is a little hint about being a bit greedy in this space, and not necessarily in a bad way. I do see the 4 of Cups as a greedier card, in my opinion. This guy he's sitting there, he has 2 hands, or he's got 2 feet on a pentacle, his hands holding a pentacle, and he's got a pentacle on his head, and he's kind of holding on to all this for dear life. So just like really being in a space where this is the kind of the energy that's very frugal, or they're money hoarders kind of vibe, but in that space it's greed, right? It can be really a space of wanting our cake and eating it too kind of thing. And so I don't know if that's sort of maybe an energy that you're dealing with, but it just seems like there's a little bit of restless energy in this space. And so what you are intended to do, what you need to hear in this moment is everything always comes to fruition. Sometimes we can get caught up in the idea or the outcome of what we want and what we wish to receive. But when we realize that all things come in due timing, and then we can settle into acceptance and surrender. You're in a time or a period of feeling like you've had enough. And I think that what you are intended to know in this moment is that having had enough, being in that space, is the space in which change occurs. This is the space in which lessons happen. Being fed up is the best place to be in terms of personal growth. You can either be in a space of being fed up with self or being fed up with a situation. And what that means is that you've had enough of accepting something for yourself that is no longer serving you. And so what you're being sort of put through, this moment, this pause, this period of reflecting or carrying on to these burdens that we're sort of honed in on and focused on, is an opportunity for individual growth. You're at a threshold, realistically, in this space and in this moment in time, a teetering between two worlds, and you are intended to step into a new way of thinking. What limiting beliefs do you have that are holding you back? That's something for you to reflect on today, Group 1. Ooh, I like that channel. Because I do actually have 2 on the bottom is the 9 of Swords, as well as the 3 of Wands. So there is quite a bit of reflective energy. And I do feel like it might have something to do with this bad boy right here, this union. This is the 2 of Cups. It's about connection, about union energy. And I think it is just realistically wanting the experience and maybe not knowing how to get there. So you're really being sort of advised to dig into what limiting beliefs that you have that you're carrying with you into this moment, and to kind of release and let go of those. All right, Group 1, that is your message. Don't forget that your zodiac is down below. Do read your sun, moon, rising. Those are your big 3. Rising sign, in my opinion, is just as important as sun. So I don't tend to necessarily read my moon as much as I do always read my sun and rising. So do check those out in the description box. And as always, if you resonated into this, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when new videos come up. Thank you so much, Group 1. Big hugs. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 2, hello Group 2. Just the energetic shift into your energy, I feel, was so powerful. Okay. What is the message that you need to hear here, Group 1? You have the sun. Let me pull this up so you can see it. Such a pretty card, right? Here comes the sun. It's interesting because you are coming up at this as the sun, but the energy feels like you just are not feeling that realistically in the moment. And maybe this is just a reminder that you are, okay? All right, let's get into your message and we're going to channel this out for you. What is the message that group 2 needs to hear? What is the message group 2 needs to hear by the end of today? Oh boy. Bottom of the deck, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. As well as, I just want to bring out this 9 of Cups. Can you see that down here? Yeah, let's put that 9 of Cups underneath that. You can see it. Okay. It's interesting because the first thing that came out was good things come to those who wait. It's careful to move at a pace that feels comfortable. Are we moving too fast, too soon? Apprehension isn't necessarily a bad thing. Having apprehension is your body and your intuition's way of protecting you in a certain space, in a certain moment, in a certain situation. Why do we feel apprehension? What is in the resistance? There's a lesson that comes in that space. There's a lesson that comes into the space of resistance and apprehension. Why are we feeling this way? You're being advised to listen to your intuition in this space and in this moment. Feel the way that it makes you feel energetically. Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Do you feel loved? Do you feel appreciated? Do you feel seen? Do you feel like the radiant energy that you are? If not, why? You're being advised to recognize what the difference is between a King of Wands energy and an Emperor energy and how they operate. While the King of Wands is a natural leader, is he a natural leader in every way? Sometimes the King of Wands can be focused on everything. Sometimes the King of Wands can have passion in several spaces and in several scenarios. And in some ways, sometimes some King of Wands can be a bit of a shiny object energy, where while they are comfortable flowing with their passion and their emotions in some respects, they also kind of seek those out in every space and in every situation, in every scenario. The Emperor moves with a lot more strategy. The Emperor moves in a way that knows without doubt that what he is getting into is exactly what he wants. He can commit to it. He can be vulnerable to it. He can communicate to it. The King of Wands moves with passion. Sometimes the King of Wands can be head over heart. And while it is fun to be in their energy, and when they are there and they are present with you, it feels rewarding. But then when they're giving that attention elsewhere and they're focused somewhere else, sometimes it's easy to be forgotten in that space. And you are being advised to remind yourself that nobody should feel as though they are not good enough or they have been forgotten. You're going through a cycle, a new way of thinking, or a new way of stepping into seeing what wish fulfillment realistically looks like. You're in this space of reflection and really sticking out sort of a wish fulfillment space. And I think you are being advised to really get out of the space of second guessing yourself. Accept the feelings that you feel for what they are instead of trying to make excuses for them. Okay, well, that is your message that you need to hear by the end of today, group 2. Below is also, or in the description box, there is also the zodiac reading as well. I highly recommend doing both your rising sign and your sun sign. I'm not necessarily like too pushy when it comes to moon sign readings. You can do that if you so wish, but there was a time actually when in zodiac, when zodiac was sort of astrology in itself, was sort of like in the infant stages, where it was actually your rising sign that you would have gone by. You wouldn't have gone by your sun sign. So I do feel like your rising sign is just as important as your sun sign. So if you have the time, do read your sun and rising in particular, and if you'd like to read your moon as well. Those are your big 3. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you can be notified when new videos arrive. And do leave me a comment down below. Let me know which readings you resonated into. Thank you so much for being here, group 2. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 3. Hello, group 3. Let's get into your energy here. You know what's interesting? I actually know what your card is, and the energy doesn't feel like your card it does. Okay. So your card is the Chariot. I'm going to pull this up so you can see it because it doesn't actually read very well on camera, unfortunately. Which is just a bummer because these cards are so pretty, but you can't really see them on camera. It like bums me out. You have the Chariot. But the interesting thing is your energy actually feels like it's in a standstill. It doesn't feel like Chariot energy. Chariot energy is really quick and fast moving and like haste, you know? And that is not the energy that you have in this moment. Your energy is stillness in a sense. Okay, let's see what the message is that you need to hear by the end of today when you're seeing this. Oh, that's interesting because there's Temperance right there. And there's a Chariot again. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups as well as the Moon. And I'm just going to pull out this Ace of Cups. Ooh, and the Ace of Swords. Hello, on the bottom of the deck here. Okay. What is the message for group 3? We're channeling these out today, by the way. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes. But there is a fine line between moving slowly and avoiding what needs to be done. There's something that you've been avoiding, some sort of situation or scenario that you haven't wanted to initiate engagement with. Some sort of space that you've been avoiding. You're being advised to recognize what a missed opportunity is and how that feels, and understanding that you could be in a space in which you are not seeing something before you for what it is. You could be missing an opportunity in this moment because there's a difference between moving slowly and not moving at all. Move. It seems as though you've done a lot of reflecting on this certain topic or situation. There's been a lot of contemplation. There's been a lot of energy, at least internally, that has been put into this space. But has there been a communication? Has there been a decision? Has there been concrete pathways or deciding factors moving forward? Or are we just stuck? Your message is about needing to make a decision. And it seems as though what you're being kind of advised in this moment is that you have had time to reflect on this decision that you need to make. And so, how long are you going to prolong the inevitable? And what is the outcome that you wish to receive in this scenario? Make a choice. Okay, group 3, that is your message. I'm also going to do a zodiac reading below, or you can look in the description box and find your zodiac. I do really recommend that you definitely look into your sun sign as well as your rising sign. Way back in the day when astrology was sort of first a thing, it was actually your rising sign that you would have went by, and your rising sign does have a lot about your characteristic traits and personality in it. So I would highly recommend at least checking out those two, if not your big 3, which is your sun, moon, and rising. If this resonated with you though, please like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications so that you can be notified when new videos do arrive, and leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonated with you. Thank you so much for being here, group 3. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 4. Hello, group 4. Okay, so how we're doing these is I'm actually just channeling. So whatever comes up, that's what I'm saying. Not necessarily reading too far into the cards. I'm kind of letting those guide a little bit, but essentially everything in this space, this message that you need to hear by the end of the day, is channeled. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. You have the 5 of Wands here. A little bit of a conflicting energy. kind of a worrisome energy a little bit here, group 4. Yeah, definitely a little bit of anxiety in this space. Okay, let's go ahead and get into seeing what your message is. We'll channel that out for you. Group 4's message for the day, please. We'll get all these cards out and then I'll channel for you, okay? Oh, that explains something. This energy right here kind of explains that. Oh boy. Bottom of the deck is the 4 of Wands, the Moon. Oh, okay. And then on the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Swords. Okay, so in this space, I heard, do I have what it takes? And am I enough? I feel like it seems as though you're worried about an outcome and how that could be played out. You have an idea in mind of this sort of 10 of Cups outcome, a union, in sort of a counterpart space. And I think you have done quite a bit of reflecting on it. So, all right, let's go ahead and channel in your message. Use your discernment. Not everything is always what it seems. The energy that you have in this space is not without purpose. The resistance, the worry, the fear, the uncertainty exists for a reason. Is it your fear, or is it the fear of facing truth? But what if you're wrong? What if the outcome you seek in an external space is the pathway to self? You have to be smart in this space. You have to understand and accept what it is that you are seeking and who it is that you are seeking it from. Are you being realistic? Think about it. And just know that whatever pathway lies ahead of you, this is for the greater good of all in this scenario. You're being advised to use your decisiveness, to use your intuition, and to view things for what they are as opposed to what you want them to be, or the outcome that you are expecting, or the outcome that you are anticipating. Because you could be wrong. I feel like that could go both ways realistically. So it's really interesting because I feel like there are going to be some people that tap into that particular space, and it can be from one perspective or the other. Very interesting. That was a really difficult channel, actually. It was almost as though the message didn't really want to come out. So that was probably one of the harder spaces that I've channeled in today, energetically. So okay, that is your message, group 4. I also did include zodiac readings too, so if you go into the description, find your zodiac. I do recommend doing, at the very least, your sun and rising. Way back in the day, your rising sign actually would have been the sign that you would have went by, so I do feel like it's a very important, it's your first house, so it's a really important sign as well to tap into and to connect with. And then, you know, your big 3 are your sun, moon, and rising. So you could always do your moon as well. But definitely check out your sun and rising signs for another message specifically catered to your zodiac. All right. Thank you so much, group 4. If you resonated, please like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications so that you may be notified of new videos when they arrive. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know how your readings turned out for you today. Thank you so much for being here, group 4. I almost lost where I was at. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 5. Last but certainly not least, group 5. Hello, group 5. All right, so how we're working this out today is we're just going to channel the message for you. We'll pull out your main card, kind of get a hit energetically, and then I will just pull out a tarot and channel the entire message that you need to hear today. So let's go ahead and get into it. You have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is so interesting to me because it's just such a funny card. The Page of Cups is, you know, in traditional tarot, he's in that jester outfit and he has his little cup, and in the cup has a little fish in it. And it's like he's trying, but he doesn't necessarily know how to provide emotion. So in your cup is just a fish. And he's so lost in the sauce, in my opinion. All right. I don't know if that has anything to do with your energy here, group 5, but we're going to find out. So what is the message that group 5 needs to hear? Oop. Okay. Oh, hello, Daddy. That's the Emperor. All right, bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of Wands, as well as the 4 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. Okay, so let's go ahead and channel in your message here. Get out of your own way. Quit thinking that what it is that you seek, you don't deserve. We keep going into this space of reflecting and thinking and analyzing and essentially assessing the things that we don't want. Over what it is that we need. Redirect your focus on what it is that you seek and what it is that you want and what kind of outcome you want. Quit focusing your energy on what it is that you don't want. We've been in a consistent state of that's a no for me, that's a no for me, walking away from anything that doesn't serve us. And while that isn't a bad thing necessarily, is it focusing in the right space? When we focus on what we don't want, we're going to find more of what we don't want. So let's move into a space in which we are focusing on what we do want. Balance. Put down the burdens of bitterness, betrayal, the past, and leave it in the past where it belongs. In order to move into this space of ultimate fulfillment, in order to move into this space of balance, in order to move in a space of safety after being somewhat isolated, we have to begin to see the things that are good around us as well. The more good that you see, the more good that would be placed in front of you to see more of. Quit dwelling. All right, group 5, that is your message. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget that you have the zodiac readings as well in the description box. I do recommend that you tap into both your sun and your rising sign. Way back when, your rising sign actually would have been the sign that you would have been represented as. This is your first house, so it's pretty important. It's just as important as your sun sign. I would argue that those two are more important than your moon, but you can also check into your moon sign as well, as those are your big 3. If you like this and you resonated into this, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications so that you can be notified for more videos in the future, and leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for being here, group 5. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, zodiacs. Who we got up? Aries. Just check off Aries. Hello, Aries. Sun, moon, rising. How are you? How you doing? Aries energy. All right, Aries, let's figure out what your message is specifically for you and your sign today. You got Judgment. The Spirit of Primal Fire. This is a Hermetic Tarot, by the way, which was a deck that one of my subscribers told me to do, and I love this deck, so I'm going to decided that I was going to do it for the zodiac reading today. One more. Oop, this guy wanted to come out. King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so you have the Judgment, you have the 5 of Cups in the reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the 6 of Wands in the upright, and the King of Pentacles. You're ready to fight for something. It's like you've been in a spirit period of time, and being in sort of maybe a reflective state, or even a state of essentially healing, or even, it doesn't have to be healing, you know. Sometimes that word is kind of overused sometimes, but but mending in a way as well, or being in a space in which we're just kind of focused on self, or being in a space of being focused on what it is that we need to get done. And you're in sort of a fighter's spirit, which is you know, Aries energy. You're a fire sign, so I think that makes a little bit of sense. But you're in this moment of sort of really wanting to fight for something. after feeling a little bit, you have the Knight of Wands here as well. Really passionate energy that you're in right now on wanting to kind of move forward in a space. So realistically, I feel like you can use your own discernment here. Make sure that what it is that you are seeking is good for you. What do we have down here? We have the Ten of Pentacles, though, come out on the bottom of the deck, as well as the Wheel of Fortune in terms of like a new beginning. So I would say that this hard work that you have been putting in is paying off, and arguably, oh, we have the Queen of Wands out here as well. That's a lot of passionate energy that you have. The Moon here in the reverse, as well as the Ten of Cups coming out as well. So I would argue that whatever it is that you are sort of seeking and wanting to fight for, it could potentially be a pretty decent outcome with those energies coming in. Lots of passion in this space, and lots of stability also that's coming into this space as well. So, and even emotional fulfillment, sort of an all-encompassing space here with this message. What just fell out on the floor? Justice. Scales of balance coming in, as well as the Two of Cups and the Hermit here, as well as the Hanged Man. I think you have been in a moment where of reflection, and sort of now you're ready to fight for what it is that you want. And with these cards here, at least in this moment, in the trajectory of this pathway, and you're sort of the high that you're riding in this moment, I would argue that fighting for what you want is actually going to be a relatively fulfilling space for you. So, I mean, obviously you can use your own discernment here, Aries, but from the way that the cards are reading, it seems as though it would be a relatively fulfilling space for you to be in. So that is your reading, Aries. Do check out, if this is your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well as your moon sign as well, please, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bull gang. Hello, bulls. Happy birthday. Hello, Taurus season. I love being in Taurus season, don't you? I mean, I'm biased, but I love Taurus women. Oh my goodness. I feel so, I don't know. I just feel like a Taurus woman is such a baddie. I don't know. I mean, that kind of probably makes me sound conceited, but whatever, it is what it is. Okay, bull gang, what do you need to know? What does Taurus need to know? Three of Swords. Knock you down a peg, bitch. I guess I should not talk the talk, huh? Seven of Wands in the reverse. Five of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Oh, okay. I see what we're saying here. Bottom of the deck. Princess of Wands. We ain't got no pages in this deck. Ace of Wands in reverse. Nine of Cups. And Seven of Pentacles. I better move these up because I already know I'm notorious for cutting off the bottom. Let's just be super analytical. Okay. The message in this moment, realistically, is that thing that you walked away from in the past that provided you an awful lot of heartache is bringing in fulfillment for you. It is building into a balance in your life and in your life path. And also you kind of have been in this space, realistically, of walking away from all that doesn't serve you for a moment, for a hot second. And it does have a lot to do with this Three of Swords energy, this space and experience that you had in the past that really didn't serve you you, and honestly really taught you a lot of life lessons in the harshest way possible. However, it's almost as though you're capitalizing on that because you learned from it, and now you're moving into the space of really being able to utilize discernment and walk into new beginnings with more comfort and stability, really having done the work as well in this space and building abundance within self. You aren't necessarily so focused on necessarily like passionate energy coming into you. I think you actually probably use a little bit more discernment in that space. However, your energy, excuse me, is passionate, is moving into these spaces of really working on things that are providing abundance for you and utilizing our passion in that space. So it looks as though this is just a reminder of hard work paying off realistically, and understanding that you're in the right space, at least in this moment and when you're tapping into this. It's sort of a good job, pat on the back for you, Taurus. So I like that. Happy birthday again to you. And if this is your sun sign, do check into your rising sign especially, as well as your moon sign. Thank you so much, Taurus. Enjoy the rest of your day. Who's up next? Gemini. Fish it, oh. Gemini. Hello, Gemini. What's up, Gemini? I'm a Gemini rising. So let's go ahead and get into your reading here, Gemini. What do you need to hear? What's up for Geminis? Okay, we're in a moment. It's about to be your season. Can you feel it coming? I can feel it calling in the air tonight. Hold on. Almost there, Geminis. Lovers. This Nine of Swords is in the reverse. I actually don't know if that was in the reverse as well, that Five of Pentacles, so we'll leave it upright. That's okay. Oh, hello. Hello, Daddy. We have the Emperor and the Empress coming out in this read, as well as the... the Fool. Interesting, Gemini. I think there is a new beginning in terms of connections. You have been in a space or in a situation or a moment which you had felt a lot of internal conflict. It had been really a lot of pain that you were going through, or a lot of self-reflection realistically, where it, you know, something didn't work out, and it really caused you to reflect on self and really understanding your own value, or trying to understand your value, and going through this sort of space of contemplation on sort of fine-tuning the things within self that maybe needed tweaked in order to bring yourself into this fulfilling energy. This is a message about there being a new beginning in a certain situation or scenario, or a new cycle of life that you're stepping into. This could have something to do as well with you stepping into your season, which is coming up pretty soon here. So it could be just that, you know, just essentially like a cycle completion. But this also does have to do, you know, has something to do with counterparts, okay? That there is a cause for celebration, and there's a space in which we're going to be jumping sort of into the unknown within a connection that it seems as though, at least from my perspective, this is going to be counterpart energy. This is sort of long-term lasting space. So really good energy here, Gemini, for you realistically in this moment. I'm here for it. So that is the message that I have for you. These are super quick readings. If you did resonate into this and this is your sun sign, do check out, excuse me, your rising sign as well as your moon sign. Your rising sign, definitely though, definitely an important sign for you. All right. Who do we got up next? Leo. Oh, Leos. The Leo energy right now is so sweet. Can't even get over it. Hello, Leos. All right, what do you need to hear in this moment? Oh, boy. That was the Three of Swords that came out. That's why I said that. Knight of Pentacles, Three of Cups, cause for celebration. Seems like past energy here for you. Ace of Pentacles. Are we feeling a little bit unstable? Eight of Wands. A little bit in a conflicting state. You do have the Nine of Cups here. You have the Princess of Wands, Page of Wands here, as well as the Five of Cups in the reverse. So walking away from something, stepping into a new beginning. It seems as though there was, just with the energy in this space, like I said, this energy came in really sweet. It seems as though there was something in the past, some sort of heartbreak that existed in the past, which really honestly kind of shifted your focus more so on building a stability within self and building this sort of solid relationship with self. And I do feel like you had some sort of like an ebb and flow to this a bit, Leo, where it was like kind of back and forth, where it was like stabilizing and then putting us in a state of conflict, and then stabilizing and then putting us in a state of conflict. I think you may tend to have some issues in terms of dwelling energy or overthinking a little bit, and then that being in that overthinking space, or really not connecting into outside of self. I think you might rely a lot on your own sort of perspectives and how you see things, and then not allowing sort of an external influence in, or to be able to bounce ideas off of, can sometimes put you in this ebb and flow of really like conflicting almost with self. This isn't necessarily saying that this doesn't mean that you have paid, like that it hasn't paid off, but it's kind of teetering back and forth in the energy for you. It's a real quick paced ebb and flow where it's like high, low, high, low, high, low. And so it's like we're building abundance, and then we're getting really passionate about it, and then we're walking away from, like, you know, like we're like, oh, but you know, like, oh, that didn't work, we're gonna walk away from that. And then it's like a lot of, actually, you know, it could just be sometimes when you're going through an ascension, it is like a rapid pace process as well, where it's like you start learning things about self, and then you're going through these like cycles really quickly, where it's like it goes really fast and you're learning a whole lot, and then it's like, and then you realize something, and then it shifts your entire awareness, and you have to walk away from sort of old ways of thinking. So you may even be going right now, Leo, through kind of a rapid ascension process, and it can feel really like a roller coaster sometimes. It can be back and forth and back and forth, and it can really put you into a space of not necessarily finding footing in that space, and it can be really uncomfortable in some respects as well. But ultimately, like, I do feel as though what you have been going through, there is some sort of celebratory space here as well, because you are learning a lot in this moment, a whole lot actually. So that's pretty decent, I think. All right, Leo, that is your message. If this was your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well as your moon sign. I don't personally feel like moon is super as important, but rising sign is your first house, so that's a pretty important sign as well. All right, Leo, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day. Virgo. Oh, Virgos. I love me some Virgos. I'm such a sucker for Virgos. Oh my God. Especially Virgo men. Oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. Let's get into Virgo energy. What you got going on, Virgo? What do you need to hear in this moment? King of Swords. You know what I love about the King of Swords in this deck? Okay, so he's like in this wheelchair, right? And it's because like he doesn't need to it's like he's using his brain and his mind, and so he doesn't really need his feet in that space. I just love the way that that is sort of like played out. King of Wands. Okay. Got some big energy. And the Chariots. What are you doing, Virgo? King of, look at all these kings. King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, the Chariot. What the heck? Hold on. Oh, I think, okay. This is the Five of Swords. It says Lord of Defeat. And it's so interesting because when I pulled this out in the reverse, I was like, oh, moving out of a defeatist mindset. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, the Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, and Justice here. Oh, and the 10 of Cups, and the Empress. Seriously, Virgo, and the Emperor. Virgo, what are you doing? What do you got going on here? And the Lovers. You best go get your boo, baby. Go claim what is yours, okay? That's all I think that I need to say in this space, Virgo, realistically. This is, it does feel like a long time coming here. It does feel like there was a moment, of just needing to have certain, you know, just being in this, yeah, being in sort of a defeatist space and feeling like, but I honestly, I want to feel like that's turning around for you, Virgo, realistically. If it seems like everything is coming in the way that it should. I just opened up to the Sun. This is a beautiful reading, honestly. You have the 10 of Cups, you have the Emperor, you have Empress, you have Justice. This is like the scales of balance coming in. You have the Lovers, the Sun, several kings on the board here. If you are at all apprehensive about a connection being a very fulfilling space, you are simply wrong. That is all I have to say to you, Virgo, is that you are wrong. And realistically, I feel like in this space right now, it's like if you were just kind of tapping into that and wondering if this was the right move for you to make, or if this was the right choice for you to make in terms of a connection, I would argue that yes, absolutely. And this is very fulfilling energy. So do it. If this was your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well as your moon sign as well, and be sure that those are accurate, because your ascendant sign changes by the hour, so you really have to know when you were born for that to be accurate. Don't know why I felt compelled to tell you that in this space. All right, who's next? Libra. Hi, Libra. Love me some Libras. I love Libra women. If you're a Libra woman and you're watching this, just know we could be besties. It's just a thing. Oh, I love Libras. Y'all make me so happy. Princess of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. All right, what do we got? Bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. We're just 10 of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Wands, Hanged Man, Queen of Cups. Yeah, you know, this interesting energy here for Libra that I felt kind of immediately is now I have a little bit of a bias because I have a Libra best friend. So I might know some things in this space. But I do feel like this is really about just, so there was experiences in the past that were really like cause for betrayal, okay? And this moved us into a space here in the Libras, with Libras, where it was then less about sort of focusing on connection or focusing on really concerning that being the forefront of our concern. Now, as we know, like Libra, you are a pretty relatively indecisive energy sometimes. And so I do feel like there was some sort of, you know, some moments in the past of kind of going through and sort of trying to figure out the trajectory of your life, figure out what it is that you want to do and where you're going, and really being in a space of a kind of balancing that out and being able to make a decision and going into self and sort of reflecting on those things. However, it seems like you are moving now into new beginnings. You have several sort of passionate, emotion, fulfillment, very like creative energy that is existing in this space for you, Libra, and sort of right into the space of a new beginning. I don't think it's quite there yet. I think you're kind of teetering on this new beginning, but it has a lot more to do with self and the relationship with self and the your own intuition than it does to do with a connection. These are all very individual cards here. So this, in fact, there's very little union. Is there any union energy in this realistically? No, in fact, the biggest union card, or one of the biggest union cards, which is the Four of Wands, is in the reverse. So this has really been about your relationship with self and where you're moving forward in that, and kind of where you want to be with you, and not really caring so much about how other people see that, which is beautiful energy to be in for you, Libra. All right. Do check out your, if this was your sun sign, do check out your rising sign. That's your first house, so it's pretty important, as well as your moon sign as well, but definitely that rising sign. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, who do we have up? Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio moon. Oh, that 10 of Pentacles just popped out. It was like, yes, I'm here. Tell me things. Six of Swords in the reverse. This is good. I like to see that for you, Scorpio. Getting out of sort of combating with self a little bit. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Might be a little bit imbalanced. Two of Cups. Now, what? Imbalanced, balanced, imbalanced, balanced. Are we having an indecision a little bit here, Scorpio? Seven of Swords. Okay, that's interesting. This is like, it's like back and forth energy. It's very what is this? This is the Universe card, which I guess would probably be, what would the Universe card be in the World, probably? The Universe in reverse. What else we have? Ace of Wands in reverse. Temperance in reverse. Oh, so maybe it's an impatient energy a little bit here, Scorpio. Oh my God, the Blasted Tower. I love that. That's what it's called in this deck. I love this deck. Oh my gosh, this deck just cracks me up. Look at that. You see it? The Blasted Tower. My grandmother used to say that. My grandmother used to say blasted. Like as a kind of like, I don't know. It's just a word that they used to use back then that was like this blasted thing, you know what I mean? And it's like, like this thing isn't working. So the Blasted Tower just kind of makes me laugh a little bit. Okay, so we've had a moment. We're in a moment. But the interesting thing about the energy here for you, Scorpio, is that it's just so back and forth. It's like, I feel like you're just in a space and in a moment of indecision. And I don't know necessarily if this Tower moment has come in or if this indecision is because of a Tower moment. And the Tower moment realistically in this space really feels more like an awakening. It feels like waking up to some sort of idea or a new way of thinking, a new awareness within self, or a new awareness surrounding a situation. But it is still in this sort of space of, it's a kind of a high and low, an ebb and flow. It's like one day we're really good and the other day we're really bad, and it's kind of going like to the highest high to the lowest low, to the highest high to the lowest low, and it's just a roller coaster right now. And I think that's really realistically how indecision necessarily works. But this is surrounding, what is this surrounding realistically? There's just some sense of impatience, wanting kind of a new beginning, or wanting, it's almost like wanting some adventure almost, because I don't think that stability is necessarily your problem. I feel like realistically, like I think you're a pretty stable person and you're really stable in that, but are you fulfilled? Are you happy? Are you experiencing things that are really setting your soul on fire? And I think that's what's being called into question here, is feeling like you're in sort of complacency a little bit in this space, and really kind of wanting some kind of like something that feels wild almost. Like, I mean, you're Scorpios. So you put a Scorpio in stagnancy and it's not going to work very long. Scorpios need adventure, in my opinion. Okay. If this was your sun sign, Scorpio, do check out your rising sign, as that is your first house. Your moon sign is also important as well, but in my opinion, it's not quite as important as your rising sign. If this resonated with you, do leave me a comment. Thank you so much for being here, Scorpio. Enjoy the rest of your day. Who do we got up next? Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Oh, I love Sagittarius too. I swear. I hope y'all don't get, if you read into this and you hear like the other signs, if you like look at, you know, your other sign and maybe I didn't say I love that sign, I'm sorry. I'm not biased by any means. Like I think I can probably find a zodiac, you know, that I like in every zodiac. Well, anyway. I have some zodiac signs that I don't necessarily pair with really well, but I do at the same time. But I really get along with Sagittarius energy for the most part. Big fan of you, Saggies. All right, what's Sagittarius have going on? 3 of Swords. Man, this card has come out so much today. 4 of Wands. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, Sagittarius, what you got going on? So all over the place. A little bit. 5 of Swords. 2 of Wands. 7 of Wands in the reverse. The Star in the reverse. We don't want that. You're just feeling out of sorts. 8 of Pentacles. Princess of Pentacles. That's the Page of Pentacles, but in this deck it's Princess, which we love. Okay. You know, it's interesting because that sort of, there's been a lot of indecisive energy today in the zodiac reads. And I don't necessarily feel like it's necessarily indecision in this space for you, Sagittarius, but it is an absence of sort of trusting self, like going back and forth and being able to trust our own intuition. It is like being in a space that's like, okay, like reflecting and then combating with self a little bit, and then really feeling like, okay, getting caught up on sort of a self-doubt or a limiting belief system that's sort of getting in the way here. There is some energy, you know, you have been through a situation that is causing you quite a bit of heartbreak. Most likely surrounding a union, at least in this space and how it seems and what it's looking like in this moment, and really wanting to put into the work into a space of kind of individual stability or moving into a stable space. A lot of this, actually, the energy that's surrounding you right now has so much to do with, it's about, you know, having passion for life or having passion for things, and also building in our stability and sort of the balance between those things, and being in a little bit of a conflicting space in regards to the duality between those two things, and reflecting on those moments. Sometimes I do think that in this space you can get tripped up a little bit and lose yourself in that. And I think that in this moment, realistically, you are kind of being advised to, like, you know, normally I would tell people to zoom out and reflect, but I actually think that you are zoomed out a little bit too far, where you're actually like sort of trying to handle too much and really need to focus and zoom in on okay, like this, then that needs to happen, okay? And just starting then to tackle things individually rather than trying to look at them in a big picture way. In this space and in this moment on what you're dealing with, it's almost as though you're so zoomed out, you're like viewing the entire globe, and you just need to be into a state, you know what I mean? So like zooming in a little bit and then sort of tackling what needs to be tackling, and then you can move out into a more all-encompassing space when you can breathe a little bit better, because right now there's just so much sitting on you, so much that you have to deal with, that not focusing is actually, it could be actually creating a little bit more conflict for you. All right, Sagittarius, if this resonated with you and this was your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well. That's just as important, as that's your first house. Thank you so much for being here, Sagittarius. Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn? Not the Capricorn showing up as the King of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. In a space of reflecting. Ooh, okay. The Fool. The Seven of Swords. This guy wanted to pop out. And the Emperor. Okay. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Cups, Temperance, the World, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. You may be entering into a relationship or a new beginning in a certain space, or having patience, or it's honestly, it's interesting more so actually, it seems as though you're sort of contemplating on this, contemplating on a relationship or whether or not this is going to work out, or having been in a space where you had quite a bit of heartbreak, or there was a lot of heartbreak surrounding a connection. Realistically, in terms of somebody who would have been, or you're in this space now even, I don't know if this is past energy or not, but this is, there was, okay, either was or is a space of like a lot of emotional fulfillment, a lot of passion coming in from one side. And then on the other side, it was like more so focused on stability and being in a sort of words over action space necessarily, and then going into a bit of like limbo or a bit of a state of purgatory almost, and now being in a space realistically of sort of wanting to jump into new horizons, or at least move into a bigger status within self, and really being in a space of really working on things in a way that is a little bit more all-encompassing for you, so that you can bring in this Two of Cups energy, begin this new beginning. There is like a new beginning energy really going on in the Capricorn space right now, and having had patience for that, and really wanting to be in, to start over a sense, and be in a new space, in a new reality, sort of operating in a new way here in this Capricorn space. You are workers in this space anyway. You're really good at working into I do feel like Capricorn tends to get a bad rep, because it's like, of course, the Capricorn comes out as the devil energy in the zodiac, and sometimes I feel bad for the Capricorns in that space, but really it is like this, the Capricorn energy is really capable of manipulating reality. It's like really, which I mean can be used either, it can be used for good or not, you know what I mean? And that's everyone realistically, but the Capricorns are really good at that, really good at sort of shifting and changing, and especially working in the 3D is something that Capricorns tend to be really good at. So this is really about just like building then a new way of seeing, and building a new way of navigating life, and kind of stepping into a new beginning for you, Cap. All right. If this is your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well. That is your first house. It's pretty important. You can check out your moon sign as well. I don't personally feel like moon is as important as rising, but rising is definitely important. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Capricorn. Enjoy the rest of your day. Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius. Aquarius energy, man. Six of Wands. What's up with Aquarius? Keeps so much to themselves, like it's hard to know what they have going on internally. In my opinion. The Ace of Spades. I don't know why that just came out in my head. Sorry. Oh my gosh. That's the Ace of Cups. Help me. Empress coming out here on the top. Okay. You have the Six of Wands, the Five of Swords. So a little bit of conflicting, self-conflicting energy, but specifically surrounding a union with somebody, somebody who could be a little bit emotionally fulfilling, or who has came in with an offer of some sort, and they could be a little bit passionate, or could be sort of really in a space of wanting to work for this, though, wanting to put in the work for this connection with you, or this space that they have, this interest at least that they have with you. And I don't know if it necessarily makes you feel a little bit burdensome in this space for some reason, but it seems that as though, like, for whatever reason, it feels like this is something that requires work on your behalf, or this is something that they would have to work for. And there is quite a bit of some kind of burden that there is surrounding. So what? Clarify the Nine of Wands. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is really about missed opportunity. Okay, so maybe there is a connection in which you see it as a missed opportunity, or see it as there is some sort of space in which you were, I don't know, could be realistically really reflecting on, and looking back on even, and being in a space of seeing a situation as though you might have missed out on something that was intended for you, or you feel was meant for you. Honestly, though, Aquarius, you are coming out in the Empress energy, so I think this is really necessarily a reminder for you to recognize your own worth, because in some ways this feels a little bit like you're focusing in on a situation or a connection in which you're not really seeing you in it, and sort of being in a space of reflecting on it in a way as though, like, the person who missed out on the opportunity was you, and realistically you're being reminded that this is a two-way street, Aquarius. You are showing up as the Empress. So it isn't just that there was one person in this equation who missed an opportunity. You are also the one who got away, and I think that you need to understand that a little bit here, Aquarius. Okay. All right, Aquarius. That is the message that I have for you. If you, if this is your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well, as I feel like that is just as important as your sun sign. Also, you can check out your moon sign as well, but definitely that rising sign, as it is your first house. All right. Last but certainly not least, Pisces. I love me some Pisces energy. Oh my God, I love Pisces. I love you, Pisces. You all are the best. And whenever I see someone say, oh my gosh, every time that I see some kind of reading and people are talking negatively about a Pisces, I'm like, what are you talking about? Obviously, the Pisces is the sun. We have the Magician here as well. Fortitude. This is so funny because this was on the bottom of the deck and I didn't grab it. I saw it and then it just came out. I love that it happens. You have the Universe here, Six of Pentacles here, Three of Swords. What? Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords. What you got going on? Clarify this Three of Swords, please, because all this other energy was really good. Eight of Swords in the reverse. So it seems a little bit like this was a past thing, past energy a little bit. I do feel like here, Pisces, that you're coming out of a state of reflecting over a certain situation involving some sort of exchange of energy. Okay, this is also the reminder that you are you are sort of manifesting your own reality here. You're stepping into like a new beginning and a new way of seeing things. It feels like there's like a big shift that's going to be occurring for you, and you're kind of contemplating in this moment on that sort of new way that things are going to be operating for you in the future. This is a big decision area as well, so there's something in your horizon that has really got you into a state of sort of dwelling a little bit. And not unsurprising, I feel like Pisces, you do tend to keep a little bit too much inside in terms of not letting out some of the other emotions that you have. You're wonderful, solid, very beautiful, fluid creatures, but you tend to also stick stuff in that little ocean and stick a cork on it and then not necessarily handle it. A little bit of the dwelling energy here that you have in this moment or in this space, or just kind of a contemplating space of like looking into the future or stepping into apprehension around this new beginning that you're facing. And ultimately, I feel like Pisces, like you're really good at navigating emotions realistically. You're really good at adaptability. You're very, very good at that. So just stay into understanding that you are this beautiful energy here, this sun energy, that you are the main character in your story, and I think it'll be okay. But this is just kind of a moment or a pause, a little bit of conflict that you're going on, a little bit of burdensome dwelling energy about stepping into a new way of doing things. And ultimately, I think you're going to be all right here, Pisces, because you do have the Three of Cups, which is a cause for celebration on the bottom of the deck. All right. That is your read here, Pisces. If this was your sun sign, do check out your rising sign as well, as that is your first house and it's relatively important. You can also check out your moon sign as well. Thank you so much for being here, Pisces. Enjoy the rest of your day.